we don't. When you want to open your PowerPoint and when you have it, you just come here and you type the word PowerPoint. You'll be able to see this app. Then double click on it, you will be able to open. So as we wait for maybe this app to load, you can see it can load and bring that word. Some of the version we have cannot bring that word in 18. It just loads automatically. You cannot see the new version. So this is what I have. Let me close one. This is where we stopped. So I will close this one. I think I remain with this one because I want to remove this one. So when you see, we say that we're opening the PowerPoint, you have opened the PowerPoint. This one is what we call opening PowerPoint. So what we are opening a presentation, to opening up, it's like a file. That presentation you created or the one we just did, maybe the one you're gonna create. Or is one we are creating from the blank, or you want to use a template to have a preview just to change. So when you have such, we open the PowerPoint, we say it, you just see this option there, maybe 5 options. But when you open like a presentation or when you create a file, you'll be able to see more than these ones. So let us try to open what we call a blank presentation. That is, we are gonna create our first presentation. One to just opening a PowerPoint. Katugenda creating our first presentation. Oba mutegera step by step in the Tumblr. We are moving very slow, but at the end of the maybe at the end of the day, we're gonna catch up with something that took moving fast in the 3rd week or maybe the 2nd week. But for the beginning, I'm just begging you. We go slowly, but we understand these things because no one is chasing us.
So, Mister.
Who's it? By the way, if you have any okay. But the person too, that is what I'm trying to elaborate. The first key point I talked about how to open PowerPoint. You just go to your desktop, you type, if you have it, you type the word PowerPoint, it will come as an app, then you double click on it, it will open. When opening PowerPoint for your first time, you will be able to see this one. So this is the first interface you see when for your first time to open the PowerPoint. Opening it is called PowerPoint, generally the overall entire system of PowerPoint. But what we are creating a file of presentation, we use the files and the presentation means what you're gonna use PowerPoint to do. Or is edit effect on your certain school and prepare a speech. You're presenting in terms on a big screen, you elaborate and show the point. So when you prepare that speech, when you that very person going a topic and you're gonna talk about COVID, which means presentation about introduction of our school's gender, on a presentation about coronavirus, on a presentation about sports, like different topics in different files of our presentation. Normally I want to in different files of presentation, but within PowerPoint. Files is over the presentation within files. So I can open any, it's talking about a different topics. So this one is what you call presentation. You can see we have only few commands here or options. We have home, new, open, account, options. So we can see at home the welcome interface or the welcome surface or interface menu. You can see here, it gives you a freedom to see where you can start from the scratch, that is a blank presentation. One of them creating up for your first time and from the 0. This one, the template you used before and they are created here and there. So these are presentations you just what you call template, you just work on maybe before. That's why they are here. What operating any template, want to agenda kuba kintu kyonna because you've not used any template. But if you want to use a template, you come to new, this option, second option. You'll be able to look for these templates. They are here for you to use. I told you, when you want to use these templates, they are the pre-designed presentation by someone who knows presentation or who knows PowerPoint designed for you. You just need to go and click on what you want or search what you want here and use it and just put your information, your own information. Just put, if you want a presentation about business or just searching a business presentation, all of it, which one is better for you. Then click on it, create. Then you own it by changing or by making some changes on it by putting your own words, every fitting on my presentation. The change isn't someone you're designing everything, it is not yours, but you can change it and make it yours. But how can we use a template? You just, I told you to first master how to use a blank, how to create a presentation from scratch. Then that's when you will be able to use a template. But if you don't know, if you don't have any idea how to create, these things already how did they make it? And they've been make it. If you're in a class, someone aina issue you can also like someone confused. Number one, number 10 instead of number 4. That is how we can relate this one. It's a template yet how to make a presentation. Because you know maybe you use this one. This one is saving that time. Instead of going up from scratch, you just come and make and start from maybe from a certain point. You just adjust the changes. We said this one to open this option, open, it will help you to open what you made. So when in a PowerPoint, what you saving on laptop, you want to open through this software presentation, you just come here to open and you browse where you stored that presentation on your PC and you click on it and it will be able to open. So that is account. We talked about the account. It is better to know which version of maybe PowerPoint you have. Me, I have 1921. It is a standalone version. I'm not paying monthly. We said if someone are paying a monthly, about 65, that is the Malayo, and it's normally being used by big projects. But for us, some of us we use what we call standalone version because we pay once and it comes permanent, forever. But the disadvantage with it, it doesn't update automatically. Whichever new tools or features introduced in Microsoft PowerPoint that is new and is very important, or it is introduced to simplify life, it will not be upgraded or updated on this standalone version. It will remain 1919 until you go to the latest version. So as per now, the latest version is 2021, which I know. If they introduce a new one, then it's okay. It is better you go for the new one because even more tools, even more simplicity, it makes things easy. That is how maybe these things are. So it is better you know the version you are using so that you can know the limitations. If I'm not doing this because I'm using this version, instead of saying maybe, you just know that I know how to do it, but maybe the limitation is about the version. So it is better you know the version. This one, they are just your account, maybe changing color. This one, we're gonna see them later. So this option ekuyamba kusetting administration of PowerPoint. Whatever we're gonna use in PowerPoint, font, whatever, any setting which you want to apply, we're gonna come to that option and we're able to change. Don't come here when you don't know what you're gonna set. You mess up with PowerPoint and you disorganize everything. Just leave the default setting to take control. If you want to make an adjustment, maybe any adjustment, better learn about it, or you ask maybe before you make any change here. This one is what you call admin or administration setting for the PowerPoint. So under this one, we're gonna see this one. You're gonna see general proofing, save language, and this one we are just setting. So don't mess up with that one, because the default one is better. Unless otherwise you learn something, then you want to change, it's okay. You go there and you change accordingly. For example, if someone ngaye yasoma French, nga PowerPoint and English, asoma kuja no language, now choosing a language which is called French, that is what we call administration setting. Now checking a code, it means ogenda changing on language even French, ogenda mu Excel jasanga yo, o changing wano, nayo ogenda kugenda mu Excel, olabenti Excel ali mu French, Word ali mu French, Publisher, Access and so if you are changing here something, it means it's gonna affect even other maybe applications. So it is better to know what you're gonna change. So that is the like example. Just in case someone have a manifest, but it is in English, you can just come here and you add a language and they give you French, and you better change from this English, United States, and you go to your French and you can be able to utilize this. So that is for setting. Let us just cancel or click OK, and we go we leave that screen. So here we have just opened what we call a blank presentation. So let us go back and we see. When you go back under file called tab, that is admin, it will take you to admin or background stage. So when you go back, you see more options has been added here. To add only this one and this one and this thing. But you can see we have even info, save, savers, and print, even share, and even export, and more is having these options. So when you open what you call your PowerPoint, creating what you call the first presentation, you'll be able to access these options. So these options because you have opened this one, or we have created what we call our first presentation. When you see above, you can see presentation 1. That is the default name because we have just created the first one. But we can as well change that name and we'll name it according to our own choice. So here you can close what you call that presentation we've created, and we just remain our Excel. Here we have option called close. If I close, I'm closing just presentation. The one we have just created, I've not closed any what PowerPoint. If I want to close PowerPoint, I come here and I close it free. I've closed the entire program. But when I closing the presentation just created. I'm going to get the difference here. And if we have closing the entire program, the other will just close the presentation created. So let me go back and I create another presentation. I'm going to use the blank presentation. So if I click here, another presentation will be created. So what is the name there? It is presentation 2 because we created the first one and we closed it. So this one is the second one. So this is what you see when you created what you call a presentation. A presentation comes with this interface whereby you are seeing if you have this one and this one. What are these one? This one is called a slide and this one is also a slide. But this space, the entire space is called thumbnail. The thumbnail, you're holding all the presentation, all the slides, not presentation, all the slides you have. One tulina slides 1. A slide is like a page. You normally see what tulina page 1, page 2, page 3. Today you are seeing this page, paper. It is not called a page, it is called a slide. We are seeing here, we have slide 1 over 1. We can create another, and we have 2. So if I want to create another, I come to home, I go to home, and I click just new. Others will come. So now I have 2. It is 2 slides of 2. So I can create one, I can maybe create more than one. So I can create even another. So just understand how we can create a slide and how maybe how we can add another slide. Let me check it. Another question before I will move on. You can ask.
Who's it? Who was that teacher?
You just ask a question. Don't even say teacher. Just ask a question.
Okay. Waliwo ogambidde tuggala tutya gundi presentation sakitegedde wadde ogamba wano oba oggadde PowerPoint wano oba oggadde gundi presentation yonna okusobola okujja wano wangiraba on the left wakikoze otya?
I think this is a presentation. It is called presentation, isn't it? I want to close only this presentation. I don't want to close the entire PowerPoint. If I want to close the entire PowerPoint, I come here. But I don't want to close the entire PowerPoint. I want to close this one only. Maybe I have even other presentations which I would like to open. But I would like to open others when this one is closed. So I will first open it and I come here to File tab. I'll go to more option here. There will be a command called close. If I close, it will be or prompt me to save it. If I don't want to save it, I will say don't save it. If I want to save it, I will say save and I remember I locate the place. But this time I don't want to save it. I will say don't save it. So it will close. So I will remain with PowerPoint, but I don't have any presentation. If I want to close another, if I want to open another, I just come to File tab. I can come here and I see the recent used one or the recent opened one, and I click on what I want, and maybe I continue with that one. If I want to maybe to create a blank one, I just click here and I open another. You can see now if I create another, you can see it is presentation, isn't it? So we have created one presentation 1, we closed. Presentation 2 and closed. And again we have created another, which is the third one. Let me hope that one is clear.
Yes.
So we can maybe first learn how to create a presentation. It's okay that is how we have learned how to create it. Let us learn how we can save this presentation.
Excuse me, teacher. I beg your pardon on adding the slide.
We're gonna highlight that one. I'm gonna add that. I'm elaborate it to you. Let us just see how we can save a presentation. Then we come back to how we can add or how we can edit, how we can add some content. So this is what we call a first slide, and this is we have a slide 1. Saving our cow, it is mandatory in case you are not using 365. 365 advantage it automatically save your work. Even if you don't bother them to save, it will just automatically save. But when you have this standalone version, it is mandatory to save your work. Unless otherwise you're gonna lose that work. You look for it, and if you don't know how to recover it, which you can take a certain procedure to go and recover it, you will be maybe like struggling for looking to your work, and you lose even your work. So let us see how we save our work, so that we can just use a what we call a shortcut called Control S. Whichever change you make, you just press Control S to save. Or you can come here, there will be option on access to save, if I'm not mistaken. You need to maybe to put it then so that you can save your work. I think it is here, Control S, that is save. This is, you can click here or you can press Control S to save your work automatically. So let us see how can we save our presentation. So when we are, maybe you have opened, maybe you finished to work, I recommend, even if you are answering the question, first to go through the question which is directing you how to save your work, because it is better you save, you continue saving, even if you just close your laptop where you've been saved your work, even if you just close, even if the power goes off, even if you shut down, you'll be able, you'll be having your work. So I recommend you, even if it is the last question, you go through and see. You first save, rename it, and you save that one. After saving, okay, you open it again, it will have that name, then you go back to the question 1 and you continue. You just work when you just press Ctrl S, it will keep saving your work. So there you will be, maybe you'll be safe. Forget the closing your content. So let us see how, maybe where do we go to save our work? You go to File tab, and since we are in presentation, we're gonna have these options. So we have 2 options, save and save as. What is the difference between save and save as? Whatever save, single mazo saving for the first time. It means you're gonna just save, it will just save. But save as, it implies you need to get even the clear identification or the clear name of that file and where do you want to keep it. That is, save as, it tells to save for the first time, then save, just continue saving the work, so that you are just continuing saving what you have made, all the changes you have made. Let me hope that is clear. However, if it is your first time to save your work, and maybe even if you go to save, you will get the same option. So save as and save as, if you are saving your work for the first time, you will get the same option. So let us go to save as. When you click on save as, that presentation, it will prompt you to bring the following. OneDrive, that is person. I thought the person drive, it is that drive whereby you don't need to carry your laptop. Once you save your thing on OneDrive, it means you just need to remember your account, Microsoft account, and the password. Once you have it, you don't need to carry your gadget. You just go with that one, and you'll be able to recover your content. Let me hope that one is clear.
Yes.
Yes? I'm okay. So, we are looking on save as option. When you click on save as option, you have to look for the place where you want to save your maybe document. For me, I will not save on my OneDrive, because I told OneDrive you must save something which is important, educative, and something which is, you see, it carry meaning. Even if I go somewhere, I need to access it. I don't want to lose it. OneDrive, it means it will not be on your PC. It will just be a PC to access it. But it's gonna be saved in a server. A server tells PC, a server somewhere in this. It's a kind of a service whereby it is being provided by internet. Of which, if you have access to internet, you can access your file whenever you go, provided you have your email, your account. Over processor laptop here, and over processor, provided you have your account, Microsoft account, you can access your file. So, let me browse all to this PC. Obviously, you are keeping those things in your PC. Wherever food date means again any content you need now. Togenda kudamula. Tugeze badirinyeko mugere neyatika nga tokyasobola ku access, you cannot recover that one. I want to take the difference between OneDrive and even these other locations. So me, I'll decide to keep it somewhere. Let me browse it and I look for a certain place, maybe where I can store this document. So if I browse and I go to my PC, this is my PC, it will bring the default name and they will tell me to look where I want to save. I can decide to maybe to save in downloads. Whenever I go to downloads, am I expecting to find this presentation? So once I select this, press or location where I want to store my thing, I come here and I need to rename it. And I give it a name, a meaningful name, because this is the default name. So a meaningful name, you can name it accordingly, or maybe the question, maybe it depends on what you want to. Maybe to make to like easily access or get or locate your file. Because piece or you just remember I saved like this and it just rename that name and you can access it. Let us see. Maybe let me put my presentation. That is the practice. So after renaming, I can save. So I saved in download, and my name is this one. And save as type, that is the file type. Here, let me tell one thing. See, I can save, this is what we call PowerPoint presentation. This is the file type. But I can decide to come here and change the type. If I want someone, if I don't want someone to access or to change any my presentation, I can decide to change file type. I can even access what you call PDF, the one which is portable. I can even change this one. I can even put in this template and I make it a template so that I can just make adjustment. Whenever I want to make adjustment, I can use a template to make changes. Like the template is normal. So this is the types. We have very many types, file types we can save in, but let us leave the default one to take the control. So yeah, let us save our PowerPoint presentation in this manner. So let me save it. When I save it, am I expecting my name to come here? Let me hope you are seeing that name.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the first step. If you have any question, you can ask.
Teacher,
yes, you can ask, please.
More PowerPoint yeah, which kind of work?
Okay, what is the applications of maybe PowerPoint? But you normally see these things. According to me. Ona obulango bakola like nosanga kalamu nga kamuvinga ku screen nga kalinga video playing nga neroending nga nedam akakalamu. They use this knowledge of PowerPoint. Owochege kati nekirala wali ogeze ku somewhere like ogeze mu company ne bakuwa induction like bagenda kusomera amateeka, the principle, the what ninga bakunyonyola, but someone is having given you notice nga plug up screen, this is this and this is this, this is this, nga bidya nga just pressing one button to explain a point, nga yateka one word ndiye waje clicking up on it ye asobola okuteka mu elaboration to about that point, isn't it? Wali ogenze ku somewhere. That is presentation. Presentation ekuyambako like in business okugenda competing for markets. Mu business kugenda na wadiwo olina notices onyinyola abantu ebintu ebiri ku market no. Lero bagenze mu presentation za like business nga bakozesa bagenze competing for market oba to introduce nga tugeze company yakoze product nga to introduce to show to others. They don't go with word. They use PowerPoint to show because PowerPoint yet giving more details, not inside of words. You ever like you explain it we use what you call picture and video. And you know very well that picture they can catch up someone's attention and video. So that is how presentation it is. What is the focus on it? We are going to learn through e-learning. Yet so much together sharing, together Zoom, what. That kind of work, their arrangement, introduction, backwards assembly of presentation. So presentation is preparing you to engage over to how to be precise when you are presenting. When you are for a speech, you need to use presentation, not word, to prepare your speech, because you are going to meaningful. When you are going to such a government, you are going to be educated to some village to about any certain topic. You're going to use PowerPoint to present, to make it life easy or to make others understand. Very easy using pictures and the videos and short, maybe text. Unlike word, whereby you need to have everything in details. And if presentation is very, very interesting because a natural powerful tools whereby you can make things to come, to introduce things when they are just coming and they catch up someone's attention. And I don't want to introduce such things to you because I've made some projects for made PowerPoint, I have the names, and if I start to present you, so let me just teach you the content, because in presentation, let me tell one thing, in presentation, to one is, and in most cases, in presentation, I thought so boring because this development principles of how to make a good presentation, make it simple, understandable, just know the audience, the interest of the audience. Just know presenting. Together going to which target of that audience. But it's making it very simple and understandable. Katato mtu abamanya taking a later knowledge mungi na taking narrate into bingi like maybe so maybe confusing. So that is the principle of presentation. To just learn, make it simple, make sure that your slide have only 3 text, maybe points. You don't use too much words on slide. Make use of images, pictures, and videos, and there other infographics and even smart art and even other maybe related tools. So for now, let us maybe continue. Maybe I'll try to elaborate it. If you are not content, you can maybe ask me. Kasubira abuzawali.
Yeah.
Or not you getting them?
Okay.
So, the lot is how to create our first presentation, how to name and how to sell it. So, we're gonna learn how we put add slides and delete slides and maybe how to duplicate slides. We said in a slide they'll be presenting the entire slide. So kino kyolaba it is the format of this one. So ebanga screen ekulaga bino ebiriwa. If in case you have more than one slide, which one is the active one or which one you're working with. So a calculator will red, this one is the highlighted one. So let me add another. I want to add another so that I can have more than one. So if I want to add another, I can come here, I click on this slide, and so that I can get this tab active. So I go to home tab, I have new slide. Just click above, it will come. Click go to home and click again above, it will come. So when you click, it will come. Just click again, it will come. The shortcut is Ctrl M. About shortcuts. Ctrl M will bring. So another alternative how to insert a slide, right click, you see another option called right click on any slide here. Like here, you see this option called new slide, and it will come. You click on that one, it will come. So that is how we can add slides. So now we have from 1 up to 6. If I'm to tell which one is the active one, it is this one, number 6. So and already highlight, it means it is the one which is the content for this one is the one we are working on. And already highlighted. If I want to change the slide and I go to this one, this one, number 5 is the one which is active. So if I type something here, it means 5 equal this content. So this one 6 and nothing. If I go to 1 and nothing. So if I go to 2, you can see I type something here. You can see it in content 3, that one. So this one, it tells which one is active or which one we are working with. So let me hope until clear how can we insert a new slide. It is okay. I take it that we can how do we insert a slide. I told you go to home tab. There is a command called new slide. You just click above, it will come. When you click there, it will come. Or use Ctrl L, it will bring another. Or right click to any slide, you'll be able to see this option, new slide. As related, citizen.
Yes, teacher.
However, as you continue, you just grab more what other option. Another one, you just grab more option will come as a winner. So you choose the best one. So there is another one, you can just come here and select it. You click below it, you get that fifth line, then you press enter. Again, another one will come. So how many? There are like 5 modes, so how we can add this new slide. So I think that one's clear. Choosing a cage, a kwangu, sim someone to be just choose one option. We don't want to reference it, you choose. If it is right click, continue with that. If it's going to home tab, it's okay. If it is using Ctrl M, it's okay. You'll be able to see when do I use home, when do I use Ctrl M, where do you use enter, when do you use this and this. Questions. Now discover you say make this one better. It works when I want this. It works when I want this. It works when I want this. But let me hope you clear how they add that one. So another option, another thing which I would like to talk about, when you add a slide, it's okay. You have added slide, but as you see, slide number 1 is over a looking in different way. We can see in arrangement at yachi and what are these ones? So to this part, we're gonna see how can we add content on the slide. How can we add content on the slide? So we're gonna see how do we add a content on the slide. When you maybe insert a slide on maybe on PowerPoint, obviously slide will come with what you call placeholder. Placeholder yellow. Placeholder yellow. Again, okugenda mu ebigambo. Togenda kuwandika kigambo mu free space kijje no. Ekigambo kyonna kyogenda okukozesa mu PowerPoint, it will come nga kirina a box. Eno box ejja nga you've just entered maybe you have just inserted a slide. Ejjiramu by default eba giyita placeholder. Kati oyinza okuba nga toyagala kukozesa placeholder ng'oyagala addingamu ekigambo below here naye nga toyagala kukozesa placeholder. There is another option. We can go to insert and we look for text box. Word. So you load your text box and you add a word. So how do we add a word or a content on a slide? We have to adding a placeholder, to adding a placeholder, or to later a text box. Or we can go to insert. We bring a shape. Maybe here we draw a shape. We right click on a shape, then we can edit a shape with text, then we can add it, a text. That is another way of how to add a content on the slide. If that one is hard, there's another way. You can go to insert, you go to word art, then you bring a word art, then you add something, it will come. What is the difference between word art and a text box? When I want a text box, with a default setting, but word art, it will come with a pre-formatted what design or a pre-formatted content. I'm check it. So what the art ever pre-formatted. It's the that go by the boarding and what the collaborative design, but it's color donut. One because no gain a home, no take a board, what, no color. But what you never summarizing that. You just go to start and you go to smart art and you look which format you want and you just add. It will come with that predefined or pre-formatted style. Kati wanate mu text box. A text box ejja kujanga kiri in original format over the default one. So that is how we can add a content. We said into tulina placeholder. Placeholder is a slide whereby you just click inside and you write what you want. We'll placeholder here. You just click inside and put what you want. We'll placeholder anyone. You just click and add what you want. And a gira slide. What we are getting the disadvantage and advantage of using a placeholder and a text box. As for now, just know how to insert content on a slide. Kati wetu genda maso mumbuza, what is the difference in a topic called this slide master? Mumbuza, what is the difference between using a placeholder and a text box? Or mistake it. But for the beginning, just master, how do we add content on a slide? Just or maybe using maybe a text box or using a placeholder. For the first step, or for the first difference is a placeholder. It is there by default. It comes with that slide. When you insert a slide, it comes with it. But if you want a text box, you go to insert and look for it. Or there is another option. Again, you can access that very one text box by coming here. It will be the first option. That is, this one is, and this one will be also what? It is also called what? A text box. If you go to insert and you go to shape and maybe you go to this one, it is a text box also. So there's two options of how we can access a text box. You can go either to shape and insert tab and you can see this is the first option as a text box, or you can go to insert and you can access this text box. So probably how we can add something on a slide. But another thing which I would like to talk about, let me check time. What is time? We are remaining with 2 minutes. So we are little. So cut our task tugenda kukola presentation, tugenda continuing this presentation, but I would like you to choose. Oyinza okuba nga olina project gyagala okukolako, buli muntu alina a dream business gyagala okukola. Go and search about business gyagala okukola, ku biki ebyetaagisa, watawo knowledge yonna yonna. Kati twagala okole presentation yongo depending topic, title, event, business, erinnya lya business gy'oyagala okukola. Biki ebyetaagisa, ogenda gikola otya, capital, biki, that is the content bye tugenda presenting ano ku slides eziddako. That in case someone agenda kukola ku kya maybe business, waliwo omuntu ng'ayagala byakusoma asobola okusearchinga to any kind of topic n'aba ne topic yeeyo. So our task, it will be very simple. Buli muntu afune any kind of topic. So that when I say maybe something, let us open in the presentation, please evaluating the slide. I expect you to go and create one slide. You put your heading there. We're gonna modify and continue, and we see how we can bring that one into very beautiful or attractive or a presentable speech or a presentable content to others or to audience. Ngatula until ngatumazeeko. Katonaba awo nga bwe tukufollowinga nga tuwakola tuwakuleetinga yene topic ojja kuba ng'olaba okusoma but it will not come, because presentation it is about practicing. Bwemba kusomesa ekintu n'okita practicing presentation ojja kubanga omanyi, in actual sense ojja kubanga amanyi naye nga tolina kyolaba, kuba it is very simple kuba byogera bwogezi, but practicing presentation ojja discovering a lot. Like today, it looks simple. Well, we have studied nothing. But if someone ngayina topic asobola okujja na inserting one slide, na take out title, who is presenting that title. Let me go to file tab, go to blank presentation, you create, this is title, you click here, you put the name of your business, who is going to present that business, you put your name. That is the first slide. Wait until tomorrow. When you open your PowerPoint for the first time, you see these things. So we talked about this one and we see what are they. So let us go to PowerPoint directly. When you open your first slide on a blank stage, on a blank presentation, this is what you get. You get the presentation name and the name for this file, that is presentation 1, because this is our first time to open it, and you get this interface. So let us talk about this one. We can see this one, status bar is showing us the number of slides, and we have notes. Notes is like if I want to add something, when I go to show mode, the one who is showing is the one who can read it. So the reason why we said we don't use too much text, it doesn't mean that we cannot use text. In PowerPoint we can use text, but we use, when we put here, we click here and we put our notes here. Notes we make maybe we make something to explain as explanation for what is inside or what is on slide. So if I go to slide show, the one who is viewing my screen will not be able to see that notes, but for me who is presenting, I can see it and I can explain the point to the viewer. So when you are making notes, you can give explanation for what the content, with explanation for the content which is on the slide, so that when you go to presentation, the viewer will always see what you want, and then for you will be able to use your explanation down here to explain that point. So this is the importance of notes. So when you click here, it will come and will give you that freedom to write something. So this one will not be seen by your audience, it will be only the one who is presenting to see it, and you'll be able to use it and explain your point to the audience. So comment, we're gonna see in the future that we can add comment to elaborate a point or to guide, or when you're making a presentation and you share it to someone, you can put somewhere a comment to change or to improve. That is the comment. Here, these are views. We have a normal view. This is the normal view we are working on. Then we have what we call a slide sorter. It's like a thumbnail which can show all the slides, and you can maybe rearrange and maybe do some changes from there. So this button, that is how we can see. If you have more than they are arranged here, and you can do any change here. So that is a slide sorter. So readability means this one is called read mode. You can see when you put there, you can maybe read your content on slide, and you'll be able to explain to others. Then this one, the last one, is called show mode. Show view, it is the one which we normally present our things, and we are giving content to audience. So that is the view we have. We have normal, we work with normal. Then this one is slide show. These are the commonly used one. Normal to produce content. Then view slide show. This is to present content to or present your presentation to audience. So this one is zoom. We zoom in and we zoom out. So when you click here, you can zoom, and when you click here, you can zoom in. So that is the maybe the button that are below on the status bar. Let us talk about this. This photo tab can take you to the back stage, and you normally see when you have presentation, you can get these options. You can print, you can print your presentation, you can share, you can export it, you can do a lot of things there, and you can save it from there. Then we have a home tab. When you click on home tab, they give you commands here with groups. We have group code clipboard, then we have a group code slides, then a group code font, then a group code paragraph, then drawing, editing, and the add scene. So these one they work. These one they are called launcher button. Just they show more options which are not fitting here. You can see even this group has this launcher button, even this one has this launcher button, even this one is having the launcher button to give you more options which are not fitting here. So when you click home, you get the commands which are normally used by home or controlled by home tab. When you click insert, you get commands which are being controlled by insert tab. So you can see different groups in insert group, in insert tab, tables, images, illustration, links, comment, text, and media, even slides here. So when you go to drawing, you get the options for drawing as commands on the ribbon. So you get the ribbon. When you go to design, you can get theme, then variants, and customize. Then transition, you can get even this one commands for transition on ribbon, then animation like that. So for now, let us go to home tab and we see. So this is our slide, and you can see this is slide 1 by default. When you create a presentation, you get this slide, and it is called slide 1, and it has this layout called title and the subtitle. So this is the first slide by default. When you put another slide, it will give us another slide which is of different layout. So what are the layout? When you go here and we click on home, we can create a new slide. So you can see the first one by default will come as title and subtitle. When you add another, by default it will bring add the title and content. So when you add another slide, by default it will bring this layout or this kind of slide with this layout. So what are the slides layout? The slides layout there are like 9, or we can customize and create more than 9, but here I think there are how many, like 9 here. So we can customize to add on them. You can customize according to your own choice, and you can add others. So by default we have these 9. So the first one is called the first one is this one, the one which come there by default. So another, it is title and content. So if I want to change, I can change it to title and content. If I go to presentation and I want to use a slide code section header, we can change this one to only this one. Section header and title slide, they are almost similar, but this difference is the arrangement or the placement of this placeholder. So if we want to change another layout, we have this one for, like, if I want to put point here and I want to put image here, we can use this kind of slide. If I want to put some point and I want to include a video or a table, I can use this kind of slide layout. So if I want to use a different, if I want this one for comparison, if I want to compare something, maybe A and B, and I put some point here, I use this kind of layout. So these are different layout. If I want to own the title, I can use this kind of layout here, and I don't want anything here, I just use title slide. I don't want anything, I can use this kind of layout. If I want to, maybe I don't want anything, I want to add to customize this slide according to my own choice, and I put my text box, I can use what you call blanker layout. So these are some of the layout we normally see, I will normally use when we are dealing or when we are making content. So here it is called reset. Reset means in case I just disorganize this placeholder. By default they give this what placeholder. So if I disorganize it and maybe what I delete even one, maybe I put this one and I want these things to be reset to its default setting, I just come here and I say reset, it will go back to its default setting. So that is the purpose of reset. So if anything goes wrong and you are confused and you want to reset that slide, any slide, just select that slide, make sure it is selected like here, and you go to reset, it will bring that things back. Then section, so we add section just in case. We can add section and maybe we simplify our life. So when we want to add sections, like if I'm talking a point, maybe slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, it is the maybe they're referring to introduction part. We can put a section from here up to here to identify that these 3 slides, the first 3 slides, they are introducing or they are introductory part. So we can click here, then we go to add section. We add section, it will select everything. So we name maybe introduction, intro, and we click yes, we rename, so intro. So from here I want to put another section here. Maybe this one is called body. Maybe I put body. So the first 3 there, introduction, then another one there, body. So if I to go to presentation, I'll just note from here up to here it is body. Maybe I can decide to put another section. I say from here up to here, this one their conclusion. So I click here and I add section and I rename conclusion, then I rename it, and so we can see from here up to here we have introduction, from here up to here body, from here up here conclusion. So we can just come here, we collapse so that we just have the headings introductory. So 3 slides they are introductory part, 2 slides body, then 3 slides what conclusion. So that is the importance of section. We can expand them, we can collapse them, or we can even remove all section. We can remove sections. So that is how we can use this 3 button. We said this one can give you layout from the drop down. If you want to add a new one, you just click here, or you can see the shortcut is Ctrl M. You can just press Ctrl M to give you a new slide. So be mindful when you're adding a slide, the one you first select. If you select this one and you do Ctrl M, Excel will give you another slide which is related to that one. So that is how we normally do, or we normally add slides. So when you select something, make sure if you come here and add, they will give this very one, the layout which is above, or the one you selected. If you create another one, they'll give that exact one. So that is it. Another point, maybe another point to talk about here, it is this one. This one is called placeholder. You just click in and you write what you want, and here it is called also placeholder. You just click in and you write one. This one comes with breaks, so by default it has breaks. You just click inside and you type what you want, press enter, and you go to another line. So if you are on title and you just click inside, you add your title, then you click inside there, you add your subtitle. That is how it can work. However, if you don't want to use this one, if you don't want to use this one, you can use what you call text box to customize, and just draw a text box and maybe you type what you want in any place. Just know that on this slide, you must write something either in text box or in this placeholder. So this placeholder can allow you to add text, a character, number, anything. So this kind of placeholder layout, this one, it has this icon to give you freedom to a shortcut to, if you want to access what you call online picture, you just come here and click here and you go direct to online picture. If you want picture from your device, you just click here, you go, it will prompt you to your device and you click, you select the picture you want. If you want icon, you just come here as a shortcut and you add icon you want. If you want video, same thing, you can insert a video from here. If you want to insert a table in the slide, you just come here, this is a shortcut. If you want a graph, of course you come here and you get a graph. If you want maybe 3D models, photos, we shall see them, you can come here. If you want smart art, you can come here and insert. Those are shortcuts to add maybe things on your slide. So that is it. Then we can move slide and we reorganize it. Just click on it and drag. You can just see drag and rearrange it. If you want this one to be the first one, just click on it, hold and drag and put it where you want it to be. So you can see it can help you. And other options you can get, if they want an option to come, you click and right click on any slide. You just select the slide and right click, you'll be able to access these options. So you can cut that slide, you can copy, you can paste. So you can paste it and it comes. So that is pasting. So you can right click and you see other option. You can get even add section from here. We can add, we can get slide layout from here. We can reset our slides from here. We can format the background from here. We can hide a slide. So if I want to hide the slide, when I go to show more than it doesn't come, or I don't want to show this slide to audience, so I can select it, right click and hide this slide. So if I go to slide show, that one will not come automatically to start with slide 2. So we can see the content which is here, it is this one. Let me see here, this is the content we have. Maybe let me add something. So I want to go to slide show. Slide show, then let me come here, let me arrange it here, then I go to slide show. You see, so I'm just testing whether it will come. So next slide, next slide, next slide, you can see doesn't come. So if you want to hide something, you must make sure it is in between. So when you go to slide show, it will not come. So we have some content here on this slide, but when we go to slide show and we are showing to audience, the one which is hidden will not come. So we can see we are moving, but it's not coming. So the audience will not able to see this one because it is hidden. You can see the number is crossed and it is not showing. The color even is somehow fading. So that is how we can hide. So we can maybe unhide. Maybe let me go here. We can just hide it, it will come by default. So we can hide it. You can see, you right click and click on hide, it will come back to normal. So that is other option. So we can maybe deprecate this slide, and from there we can even add a new slide from there. So you just right click and use these options, they are there for you. You can use them to set anything. So that is how you can maybe utilize these first options.